Hello, class. I'm Professor Robert Danielak, and this is English 300 Week 4. So for this week, I would like to discuss a great activity that happened in class on Monday. And this was actually a class activity arguing pros and cons of specific issues. So using the website procon.org, which is a great website replete with many issues affecting American society as well as world societies today. I had students pick a topic, research the topic, give a brief summary, give some pros and cons, and lastly, provide a solution or commentary or some kind of advice regarding the issue. So a couple standouts were gun control in America, as well as arguments about gay marriage in America, and school uniforms and tablets versus textbooks. So the first argument concerning gun control in America was very strong, and it is a good example of what makes a strong critical argument, and it is the fact of critically focusing upon the facts of the issue. So what this lady proposed was to invest energy, time, and money not in destroying and eliminating our Second Amendment right, which allows us to own and purchase firearms in America, but rather to spend that time and energy in strengthening restrictions to who and when people can purchase firearms. Now, this is a grave issue and dire issue. There have been way too many shootings, especially recently. This past weekend in Florida, there was another shooting in an EA Sports gaming event where the suspect and gunman was actually psychologically not healthy, and it resulted in him getting upset and shooting 4 people dead and injuring 11. Simply cannot go on. However, the Second Amendment is backed by lobbyists, money, financial funding, and she proposed that it is a waste of energy and money and time to actually fight against this monolith of an amendment, and instead energy and time should be given to fighting to create stronger restrictions, strengthening who can buy, how, strengthening psychological evaluations and tests, and that energy and time can be better spent and not as wasted as it is. I think that's an amazing argument, and will definitely, if not, because it is impossible to eliminate all violence in our world, but it will definitely alleviate a lot of the violence that has been occurring. Another great argument, as mentioned, was about gay marriage. So a lot of cons against gay marriage actually use the vocabulary that gay marriage goes against what marriage is, meaning family and reproduction. As technology has changed, as medicine has changed, as much as our society has changed, what family and reproduction means has also changed. And this group argued on the basis of the very vocabulary. And I think that is an amazing way to argue a case. You have to look at specific vocabulary and specific language and deconstruct that language. So family in 2018 means something totally different than family in 1900, 1800, 1700. Families can be 2 men, 2 women, mixed. They have surrogates, they adopt. And the word reproduction has also evolved. Reproduction these days means what? It can mean adoption. A family grows through adoption. Gay couples can hire a surrogate. and the surrogate will carry their child, bear the child, and their family will also grow and reproduce. So it's important to look at the language used, as this group has done, deconstruct that language, and show how, in fact, the con arguments are quite weak, given that what family means and what reproduction means is totally different today. So thank you for listening, and this has been a summary of some ways to argue critical issues. See you next week.